Liz Klibanoff is here in our mobile studio on the promenade, as I like to call it, of Aish HaTorah. Liz Klibanoff is the Director of Financial Resource Development for AMIT, and can certainly give us a perspective on some of the nuts and bolts of the organization. First of all, welcome to JM and the AM.
Thank you. It's great to be here.
How would you evaluate the mission so far?
It has been extraordinary. We are so lucky to be here during this week, seeing the, rejoicing in the 50th anniversary of the reunification of Israel. It's been tremendous. I'm so happy.
It is such an experience. People are walking around smiling and cheering and celebrating and having a wonderful time. And like I said earlier, a lot of organizations tried to do this. Some succeeded, others did not. You guys were at the forefront of this whole thing. So,
well, I think that comes back to our donors and their understanding of our mission, what we're doing for Israeli society, the impact that we're having on the educational landscape. That's really what we're about, and we're making a difference.
No question about that. All right. I have notes here that say Bagrut Ellen's Kids. Explain what that's all about.
I'm happy to do that. So let me first start by saying what's the importance of the Bagrut. The Bagrut is the national matriculation exam.
Right.
And basically it's what we would, the equivalent of our
SATs?
Yeah, kind of, regents, basically.
Right.
And what you need is, if you want to get into the Army or university, you must have a Bagrut. And that's something that we work very hard with our students to come out of our schools with, to graduate.
Because, and we should clarify this for the students in New York and New Jersey and other areas of the United States who might be thinking, well, our regents aren't so difficult or our SATs are not so difficult. The Bagrut has its reputation as being a really difficult exam for many, many students.
Absolutely. It's an incredibly complex set of tests that students have to study incredibly hard for, and they need a lot of support to achieve that success, and we're happy to give that to them.
All right, so Ellen's Kids, explain that.
So Ellen's Kids is part of our program. Let me first say that the national average of Israelis passing the matriculation exam is 70%, which is incredibly, high and wonderful. AMIT sets the standard even higher by having 85% of our kids pass the Bagrut.
Nice.
Something that we are really proud of and something that we devote incredible resources to make sure it happens.
And that means, I would assume, preparation exams, preparation study sessions, teachers who dedicate specific periods each week just to do the Bagrut, et cetera, et cetera. Like I say, we have a taste of it back home, but this is really serious stuff.
You're talking about marathon study sessions.
Right.
You're talking about individualized pedagogical plans, really everything that the student needs to achieve that success. And I'll also just add that the most important thing that we're doing right now is focusing in on quality Bagrut at a 4 and 5 level. That score enables our students to not only get into the Army, but at the highest levels of the Army, and opens up different opportunities within the university. It's really the game changer for Israeli kids in terms of furthering their next step in Israeli society.
Yeah, the Army has essentially become a barometer. They may say Hesder Yeshivot have this type of impact on me, etc. Has become a barometer judging, the schools that the soldiers, that those who are drafted into the Army come from. And if AMIT has the reputation as you just described, which they do, then obviously through the Army we see that their students have done very well over the years.
Thankfully, we do. We have students serving in the elite Shmona Matayim units throughout the IDF. We have junior colleges that partner with the IDF, and really, that's what we're about, having our kids become productive citizens for Israel and giving back.
Ellen's Kids is a landmark program for AMIT students that embodies the essence and benevolent spirit of its namesake, Ellen Koplow. Did you know her?
I knew her very, very well, Ellen. She was an incredibly personal, special person, and she was all about the kids. And through the tremendous generosity of the Koplow family, we were able to create a program which supports our endeavors to get these kids to pass the Bagrut at every single level possible.
There are literally kids passing because of her.
We've been able to turn schools around with this program. Schools that had Bagruts at 40% are now at 90%, 95%. So, again, we're about demonstrated results and really pushing the envelope as far as we can.
It's designed to enhance educational opportunities, to foster academic excellence, and develop every student's utmost potential. And what can be more important than that? Where did you, I assume you went on the same visits this week as everybody else in the group to the different AMIT schools.
I've been with AMIT for 18 years, so I've seen a lot of our schools, but every time I go, I'm just bowled over by what we're doing, by the kids that we are really changing and transforming. So I'm ready to come again and again. I'm ready for the 70th.
And it's pretty cool to see students from every type of society in Israel, right? Every corner of society in Israel.
Well, that's what I think is what we do really well is we bridge the gap. We have religious and secular. We have kids in the periphery. We have kids in the central part of Israel. But really, it's about offering academic excellence to our kids at wherever they're from and whatever they need.
It's pretty amazing. Liz Klibanoff is Director of Financial Resource Development for AMIT. Thank you so much for joining us today. And Chag Yerushalayim Sameach.